Hello everyone and welcome to this developer update by Dead by Daylight January 2021. I will be reading this directly from the forum by the developers, and if you've already read the forum and you're sitting there thinking, hey, this sounds familiar, well, this is why. Kicking things off, the clown. The clown is receiving some changes in the upcoming mid-chapter. He is getting a new throwable that is called the Afterpiece Antidote. Whoever walks through this gas receives a 10% movement speed bonus. The effect does linger for a few seconds after leaving the gas, and you can swap between the tonics and the antidotes simply by tapping the active ability button at any time. The antidote can cure any negatives from the tonic, so you'll want to be careful where you throw them. They can make you faster, but a poorly thrown bottle will make the survivor faster as well. You may want to lure a survivor to a specific area, but just remember, if the two gases collide, they will neutralise each other, so please be careful where you throw them. They have also reduced the reload time down to 3 seconds from 5 seconds. Reloading will give you 4 bottles in any combination. You do not need to reload tonics and antidotes separately. This will do it all together. You will also be receiving some add-ons, some interesting new combinations out there, so let's see what you killer mains can come up with. Next up is the HUD. Out with the old, in with the new. For 4 years we have stared at the exact same image, whether we play killer or survivor, we've been staring at the same image for 4 years. I am glad with this change. Sometimes the smallest change makes the biggest difference, and I'm sure I will grow to love this one. Straight away you can see up at the top left you have your character portraits. No longer it's just blank characters in the bottom left trying to figure out who is who and which one's the Meg and which one's the Dwight. You'll now see all the survivors next to their names. Along with this, on the killer side, you will find a hook counter next to each avatar. This is going to help you remember who has been hooked and who hasn't, and who can't afford to be hooked again. For those that have small memories and think, hey, I can't remember if I've hooked them or not, this will definitely help. Moving on to some survivor animations. All the animations have been changed from the sprinting and the crouching that we'll see in this short clip here. We are going to be receiving these in the mid-chapter, and I am looking forward to this. This is going to be a good change. It just gives a wee bit more overall feel. Personally, I can't connect to a character in a horror situation if they don't move like they're in a horror. Now they're going to move a wee bit more scared, it's going to come off in their body language, and yeah, you might just connect with the character just a wee bit more. Even when they're injured, you can see they're grasping at their ribs. The way they run is a wee bit better. And look, as your Claudette mains, as you're usually doing, crouching with the flashlight will now actually go through certain objects on the map. Crawling here on the ground, you can see actually moving the one power leg to get themselves moving. It comes across that wee bit more realistic. And killers as well, they've also changed the way survivors do land and fall after being struck. Some cool animations in there, and credit to the team for getting this done. We can see just the getting themselves up animation, again, nice and clean, very smooth, and yeah, this will be one that we'll all be looking forward to enjoy. Moving on to matchmaking rating and rank rewards. Matchmaking ratings are returning in the near future. The developers have been hard at work tweaking the system since the last test last year, and they are preparing to re-enable the skill-based matchmaking for another test soon. For more information on the matchmaking ratings, you can click the hyperlink that is on the forum that I will be posting down below in this video. That is not all though. Since ranks will be no longer used for matchmaking, they are instead redesigning and repurposing the reward for dedicated players. Each time everyone will be given blood points based on the highest rank that they've reached, and then they will be reset to rank 20. As you can see in the image below, rank 20 you will receive 10,000 blood points and then you will stay at rank 20. Rank 16 you will receive the 30,000 blood points and then be reset to rank 20, and so on and so on and so on. You will earn rewards for both killer and survivor separately. So for example, if you reach rank 1 on both roles, you are going to receive a total of 500,000 blood points. So moving into the graphics update, in case you have missed it, the next realms due for graphic update are the Gideon meat plant and the Crotus Pen Asylum. Here's some images on what they're meant to look like. Crotus Pen Asylum, I am loving it. It looks so good. We've had Crotus Pen Asylum being the same actually pretty much since it came out with Nurse, and yeah, it's about time it needs a little rework, and I'm really looking forward to seeing this map. In terms of Meat Plant, wow, I don't think anyone likes this map. Me personally, I don't like the map because I just don't like the way it looks. Maybe this might change my opinion, maybe not. We'll just have to see how they redesign the layout, and yeah, hopefully it's going to sway my opinion on Gideon, because tell you what, every time I get Gideon Meat Plant, I just want to quit. I don't quit, I power through, but yeah, it's one of the maps I really do not like. And now finally, just some small quality of life and balance changes. The Wraith, my man, the Wraith. He has went through so much since this game came out. He spent so long being one of the worst killers in the game, and he's finally crawling his way back up into the hearts of killers mains out there. The Wraith will now be completely invisible beyond 24 meters, and he will remain unchanged now within 16 meters. Trapper. He is getting a new mechanic update in terms of his traps. Right now you have a 25% chance to escape a trap each attempt. It sounds simple, but 4 attempts only adds up to roughly 68% chance to escape. What the developers are doing now, they're adding what's called a flat distribution. Between 1 and 3 attempts, the chance to escape is low. At 4 attempts, the chance to escape is low. It is still the same, but it's still low. But between attempts 5 and 6, the chance to escape is higher than before. So theoretically, the more chances you take, the higher chance you're going to get out beyond attempts 5 and 6. Add-ons which reduce the chance to escape will be updated to increase the possible number of attempts accordingly. Trapper mains, you might have to go back and read that one again just so you get that in your head on how your traps actually works. Deep wounds, a very quick one. The deep wound timer has been reduced from 30 seconds to 20 seconds regardless of how it was applied. Legion's add-ons that remove the deep wound time have been adjusted accordingly to that. Diversion. Oh, diversion. Diversion has found its way into the heart of so many people, including myself. The developers believe that it should come with more pebbles. With that in mind, they are reducing the time it's taken to activate diversion and simplifying its perk to tiers to make it usable at lower levels. Essentially what that means is the shorter time you are now in a tower radius, the quicker you get your pebble. Easy, brilliant, love it. Fixated, say it in one sentence. Fixated will now remain active even if you're injured. Brilliant. And here's a big one here, Hex Undying. This is one again, killer mains, you might have to go back and just read this on the forum just so you understand how your perk's going to work. Essentially, here are the changes to Hex Undying. There are 3. Number 1, anytime a Hex totem is cleansed, it will replace the Hex Undying totem. Hex Undying is then deactivated. This ensures that the first totem cleansed is never your other Hex perk. Number 2, any tokens you've already accumulated are now kept when the Hex perk transfers totems. This way you're not starting from scratch part way through a match. Number 3, aura reading only applies to dull totems. I hope that makes sense. You will have to go through and read that one again. I might have got my words mixed up. I'm not having the best of days. I've been doing it all day, so I do apologise about that. Iron Maiden, brilliant perk. It's a great perk, especially if you come across all those survivors that just love to get in lockers. Sometimes it can be difficult to follow up and hit a survivor within 15 seconds of them exiting a locker. With this in mind, the timer is now increased to 30 seconds. Survivors, you are now exposed for 30 seconds, no longer 15. Open-handed. Open-handed makes for some interesting builds, but the low levels values meant that you needed to convince other survivors to stack it to see any noticeable results. With this in mind, to make this more appealing choice, the developers will be increasing the aura reading range bonus to 8, 12 and 16 meters, but limiting you to the effects of one-handed at a time to prevent from getting out of hand. I hope that one makes sense. Second wind, another simple one. The developers are reducing the time it takes for second wind to heal you after being unhooked. With that in mind, that is all the changes to the developer update for January 2021. Again, please, I urge you, go back, reread it, have a skim through, look at the pictures. Anything that I have said and that's come across a bit, hey, I don't know what it means, please go back and read it. You can never get too much of this information. Apart from that, keep winning your games, have fun, and GG.